Hey guys, Fred Hope here from Slingshot Sports. Today we're at Force Kite and Wake and we're going to talk about our new kite bars that are coming out for 2024. This year we actually have a new model of bar in addition to our tried and true Sentry bar. So first we're going to talk about the Sentry and the updates there. On the Sentry V2 we put on the new lighter SK99 lines that fly a lot more aerodynamically through the air. We redesigned the floats, we added a new grip, and decreased the diameter of the bar in total. So it went from a 28 down to a 26 millimeter diameter grip on the bar. So it sits a lot more comfortably in your hands. In addition to that, we changed the Y-splitter to a plastic one. That's quite a bit lighter, and we cleaned up the depower system a little bit. So this bar is really made to be a lot more simple than last year's, a lot lighter, a lot easier in your hands to handle as well. So now that we got that thing out of the way, we're going to talk about what I really love, which is my foil bar. This thing is called the Joystick right here. This is a bar designed specifically for kite foiling that finishes the package out. So we have the UFO, we have the Hopecraft, and now we have the bar that ties both the kite and the board together by connecting them through the most simple and elegant system that I think I've ever seen. So starting out, we're going to talk about how we changed the Sentry V2 to get to the Joystick. So put the Sentry right next to it. We go down from the bottom. You can see here we have a smaller chicken loop that brings everything closer to you. We have a smaller leash attachment which makes everything much more simple and less cumbersome. Then we go to the PU tubes. They're about half the size, so that means that they're a lot thinner and they really don't constrain the bar movement at all. In foiling you don't have as much tension on the line, so we can go for a thinner system there. In addition, we took the depower off, which I'll show you in a moment, but what's nice about that is our flagging system no longer has a bungee. So when you pull the safety, pop it here, this comes out. When the safety line comes out, it's a fixed line. So you're not going to be replacing any bungees there, which means that there's less maintenance on this bar, which is quite nice. I like that a lot. And your bungee is not going to get twisted up, which happens on every bar in the industry. If we go up to the bar grip, you can see here it looks like it's half the size. It's actually 22 millimeters in grip, whereas the Sentry V2 is 26 in diameter. So it sits a lot more in that little notch in your hands, right on your knuckles, that allows you to kind of fly the kite with your fingertips a bit more than you would with the Sentry V2. And you can do that because foiling, like I said, has less tension on the lines. We also included a little ridge on the backside that kind of guides your fingertips to where they need to go. Now we're going to talk about how we got rid of the depower. So anytime I show anybody this bar and I say it doesn't have depower, they get a little scared and they're like, oh shit, how do I fly a kite without depower? Because they've been doing it and they've been taught for so long that you need one. What's great about not having a depower is it means that there's less things in the way. There's less pieces, so there's more ability to sheet the bar out. So on this bar we gained about 7 inches of throw over the Sentry V2, which means that you can actually ride a bigger kite without having to depower because you can push the bar out. That combined with the smaller chicken loop means that everything has been shifted towards your body, so you have even more reach. If you're a shorter person or you have shorter arms, we also have a stopper on here that you can pull down to the set position that you want it, so that when you let go of the bar you can always reach it. So it's important to know and use that if you find yourself not being able to reach the bar. Back to the base bar, like I said, it was a thinner grip. We have the new Moto Plush grip that we have on the Sentry V2, but we also shrunk the floats on this bar in comparison to the V2. So if you look at the size of the floats, they're a lot thinner and lighter, and the pivot system is a lot smaller. So in lighter winds, when you're steering this bar over the Sentry V2, there's going to be more motion for less force of turning on the bar. And that's really important because if these are super stiff, when you turn the bar, they'll stay stiff and they won't allow the feeling of the kite to pass through into your hand. So that's why we have the lighter float system there. On this bar as well, because we have the fixed system, we redesigned the Y-splitter a little bit to be even lighter. And then on this bar we put on 325 kg SK99 lines on the outside and 425 on the inside. So it's a bit lighter lines than on the Sentry V2. We don't recommend this bar for big air. I use it personally for kite foiling, and I use it in the surf sometimes with the surfboard. That range of motion that you get out of sheeting all the way out on the bars is quite cool to play with, and it gives you a lot more feel of the kite. So now that we have this bar, we've completed the package, and it's really very cool when you have the Hopecraft UFO and bar all paired together on the water. You can really feel that chain or that flow of power from the kite down all the way to the board and to the foil. So yeah, as you can see, this is my favorite thing that's coming out for 2024, in addition to the Hopecraft, of course, because that's also a very important thing to me. If you get the chance to try the bar, I would love to hear what you think of it. Very excited to see this thing hit the market and see how people respond to it. So have fun with it.